Welcome to Real Estate in North Carolina, where we are home of the infamous due diligence fee. So what is a due diligence fee? A due diligence fee is a deposit that is due to the sellers from a buyer within 24 hours of going under contract. It is non-refundable until it is credited back to the buyer at the closing table. Now, in other states, you can get your deposit back for various reasons. For example, in Florida, if your loan falls through, you can walk away from buying a home you're under contract on and get your deposit back. Now, keep in mind, sellers in North Carolina are not legally obligated to fix or repair anything on the home. That is real estate law here. I think it's imperative that we understand how due diligence money and repairs are tied together and why they work the way that they do. In a multiple offer situation, some people are capped on how high in price they want to go, so they offer a higher due diligence fee in order to strengthen their offer. The more non-refundable money you have in a deal, the less likely you are to walk away, which in turn makes it more appealing to a seller. Who doesn't love more certainty in a deal? So with a higher due diligence fee comes consequences. The higher you go in due diligence, a few things occur. So more money can be lost if something unforeseen happens. Kind of like a duh, but it strengthens your offer and it's more likely your offer will be accepted, right? Yay. Less likely sellers will address anything in repairs is the last thing to think about. So number 3 is what's imperative to understand. The higher you go in due diligence, a few things occur. Number 1, more money can be lost if anything unforeseen happens. Number 2, it strengthens your offer and it's more likely your offer will be accepted. And number 3, less likely sellers will address anything in repairs. Number 3 is what is imperative to understand. The higher you go in due diligence, the less likely the sellers will address anything from the inspection report. The only reason a seller would fix anything from an inspection report is to keep you from backing out. If you have $50,000 on the line and the seller already knows you're not walking away, why would they fix anything? If you're going to walk away from $50,000, it's likely it will take far less than the amount in due diligence to repair all of the material facts from any inspection report. Let's say the total repairs are $10,000. The sellers will want you to walk away so that they can profit $40,000 after spending $10,000 to complete the repairs and know they're still going to sell it as soon as they put it back on the market. The other half of this puzzle is what I feel like a lot of agents do not grasp. What happens is when we run into a house that has no offers and it's been on the market for, say, 5 days, maybe a week, maybe even a month. The main reason due diligence fees are so high is because of competition. If there's no other competition on a house, you're almost guaranteed to get away with significantly less due diligence than a house that has multiple offers. In this situation, the seller is more than likely just going to want to get a contract for the house at the price that they want. So they aren't going to be overly picky about a deposit. That's going to be credited back to the buyer at closing. Now, why is this important? For one, we obviously want to have as little skin in the game as possible as a seller. And 2, the lower we can get that due diligence fee on a house that doesn't have competition, the more likely we are to get the seller to address items that come up from the inspection report. If we're able to get in with $2,000 due diligence on a house that had $10,000 worth of repairs needed, we have leverage to get the seller to address them. For one, most people would rather walk away from $2,000 than buy a house that needs $10,000 worth of repairs. And number 2, if you were to walk away because the seller wouldn't fix anything, everything applicable to the property disclosure from the home inspection now is a material fact. That's important. It has to be disclosed to any future buyer. So that $2,000 deposit doesn't leave them nearly enough to fix all the items, so they're either stuck letting you walk away and disclosing all of these items, or biting the bullet and fixing some things with you to keep the deal going. They struggled to find the buyer from the jump. Now imagine trying to find one after being on the market for a long time and then having issues that are disclosed. So if they were to let you walk away because they don't want to fix anything. This is why the lower the due diligence, the higher the leverage you have as a buyer. So in conclusion, due diligence is a leveraging tool for your offer to buy a home here in North Carolina. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'm always happy to help.